The lockout that took place in Wexford in 1911 was the start of a surge of industrial and social unrest that was rampant all over Europe 20 years prior to World War I. The workers, skilled and unskilled, were seeking better wages, better demands, and were becoming more militant and aggressive. And as you can imagine, this situation was causing panic, verging on hysteria, when the ITGWU first arrived in Wexford town, mid-June 1911. And the first members to join were the dockers. And on the 8th of July of that same year, they demanded better wages and shorter working hours. And within 2 weeks, their demands were conceded. Shortly after the quayside strike was over, rumour had it that there was unrest amongst the men in the local foundries. And soon after this, they too immobilised.
Sir! Have you heard the news from the quay? The union has stopped the men unloading the cargo of coal from the schooner LST. They are saying it's because some of the men have been let go from foundries.
Enough is enough! I'm going to shut my factory down. The workers, they'll have to learn the hard way. If it's war they want, by God's war they'll get.
And so it began. The Wexford lockout of 1911. The gates of Pearce's foundry were locked firm, resulting in hunger and poverty and anguish for many Wexford families for a long winter to come. The Dublin trade unionist P.T. Daly came to Wexford town to rally and boost morale amongst the locked out workers who during these dark days were sticking together for their cause.
Enough is enough! Enough is enough! We want more! We want more!
The locked out workers and their families marched on Wexford's main street in protest, where they were corralled and beaten by the RIC, the local policemen of the day. An unsuspecting man, leaving a shop with his newspaper and tobacco, was battened to his death by an RIC man. Women and children screaming at the sight of the saw. His funeral followed, and it was one of the largest ever witnessed in Wexford town. The man they called Big Jim Larkins arrived in Wexford town, where by now over 700 men were locked out of the local foundries. He urged them not to go back to work until their demands were met and to join the struggle with their fellow Irish men. A long, hard battle ensued. Black-leg labour from outside the county kept the foundries open, but the workers were encouraged and supported by the local shopkeepers and tradesmen, and the Gaelic Athletic Association organised matches to raise much needed funds. During his infamous victory speech in the fight in Wexford town in February 1912, 100 years ago, James Connolly told the men of Wexford that they had great hearts within them, hearts that were strong and courageous. He told them to go back to work with their heads held high, looking looking the world in the face and cringing to no man. 5,000 copies of a song, penned by Connolly, were handed out in the fight that day. And the words of this song, along with the fife and drum band, could be heard from far and near to the tune of the